What if I told you that the U.S. Army is not built on motivation, not hype, not talent, not feeling ready, not waiting for the perfect moment? The Army takes ordinary people, people with doubts, fears, bad habits, messy backgrounds, and uncertain futures, and it trains them to move, think, decide, endure, and lead under pressure. And here's the part most people miss. The real secrets of the Army are not just about combat. They're about life, because life is also pressure. Life is also uncertainty. Life is also waking up when you don't feel like it. Life is also staying calm when everything around you is chaotic. Life is also becoming someone stronger than the person you were yesterday. And the brutal truth is this: most people are losing the battle of their own life, not because they lack dreams, but because they lack structure. They have goals, but no system. They have ambition, but no discipline. They have potential, but no standards. They keep saying, "One day I'll change." But one day is not a strategy. One day is where dreams go to die. So today, I'm going to show you 7 powerful Army principles that can change the way you live, work, think, and win. Not theory, not motivational fluff. Real principles you can apply today. And the first secret is this: the Army does not rise to motivation. It falls back on discipline. Listen carefully. Most people wait to feel motivated before they act. They wait to feel inspired before they work out. They wait to feel confident before they start the business. They wait to feel ready before they take responsibility. But the Army understands something most civilians ignore. Feelings are unreliable. Motivation is unstable. Energy comes and goes. Confidence disappears when pressure arrives. So the Army trains people to act even when they don't feel like acting. That is the difference. A disciplined person does not ask, "Do I feel like doing this?" A disciplined person asks, "What is the standard?" That one question can change your life, because right now you may be negotiating too much with yourself. You wake up tired and negotiate. You sit down to work and negotiate. You plan to exercise and negotiate. You say, "Maybe later." You say, "I'll do it tomorrow." You say, "I'm just not in the mood." And every time you negotiate with weakness, weakness gets stronger. The Army kills that habit by making the standard non-negotiable. You wake up when it's time. You move when it's time. You show up because showing up is the minimum. Not because it's easy, not because it's fun, but because the mission matters. Now apply that to your life. Your mission might not be military. Your mission might be building your future, changing your body, getting your finances right, becoming valuable, starting over, fixing your focus, building a business, protecting your family. But if your mission only matters when you feel motivated, it doesn't really matter. So today, create one non-negotiable standard, not 10. 1. Maybe it's waking up at the same time every morning. Maybe it's training your body for 30 minutes. Maybe it's working on your main goal before scrolling. Maybe it's reading 10 pages every night. Pick one standard and stop debating it. Because the first secret of the Army is simple. Discipline begins when negotiation ends. The second secret is this: the Army teaches you to make your bed because small wins control big outcomes. At first, making your bed sounds too simple, too basic, almost stupid. You might think, how is that going to change my life? But that's exactly the problem. Most people underestimate small actions because they are obsessed with big results. They want a transformed life, but they ignore the first move. They want success, but their room is chaos. They want respect, but their habits are messy. They want confidence, but their day begins with disorder. The Army understands that how you start matters, because the first action of the day sets the tone for the rest of the day. When you make your bed, you prove one thing immediately: I can complete a task. It's small, yes, but it's complete. And completion builds identity. You begin the day not as a person who is behind, but as a person who has already won something. That small win creates momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates action. Action creates results. Most people are waiting for a breakthrough, but they refuse to build momentum. They wake up, grab their phone, lose 30 minutes, compare themselves to strangers, feel behind, then wonder why their life feels heavy. That is not an accident. Your day is being hijacked before it even begins. So steal it back. Make your bed. Clean your desk. Prepare your clothes the night before. Write your top 3 tasks. Remove the trash. Put things where they belong. This is not about being perfect. It's about sending a message to your brain. I live with order. I control what I can control. I do not begin my day in defeat. And here's the deeper lesson. If you cannot command your small environment, do not pretend you are ready to command your bigger future. That may sound harsh, but it's true. You don't need more inspiration. You need proof. Proof that you can keep promises to yourself. Proof that you can finish what you start. Proof that you can bring order into chaos. So today, before you chase some massive life transformation, win the first 10 minutes of your morning. Because the Army knows something powerful. The person who wins the small battle is preparing for the bigger one. The third secret is this. The Army does not train people for comfort. It trains them for pressure. And this is where most people fail. Most people build their lives around avoiding discomfort. They avoid hard conversations. They avoid hard work. They avoid difficult decisions. They avoid rejection. They avoid looking honestly at their bank account, their body, their habits, their future. Then they wonder why they feel weak when life gets difficult. But strength does not come from comfort. Strength comes from controlled exposure to difficulty. The Army understands that pressure reveals preparation. You don't discover who you are when everything is easy. You discover who you are when you're tired, stressed, hungry, criticized, delayed, disappointed, and still expected to perform. That is when the real person shows up. And for many people, that person is not trained. That person panics. That person quits. That person complains. That person blames. That person looks for escape. But pressure is not your enemy. Pressure is the test that shows you where you are still weak. This is a powerful mindset shift. When life pressures you, don't just ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this revealing about me? Did pressure reveal impatience? Good. Train patience. Did pressure reveal laziness? Good. Build discipline. Did pressure reveal fear? Good. Practice courage. Did pressure reveal poor preparation? Good. Prepare better next time. Most people waste pressure by complaining about it. Winners use pressure as feedback. So if you want to apply this Army principle today, stop making comfort your main goal. Do one hard thing daily. Not dangerous, not reckless. Hard. Wake up earlier. Finish the workout. Take the cold truth seriously. Make the call you've been avoiding. Study when you want entertainment. Say no when temptation shows up. Work on the project after everybody else has relaxed. Because when you voluntarily do hard things, involuntary hardship loses some of its power over you. You become less fragile. You become harder to shake. You become more reliable. And reliability is rare. Everybody wants to be impressive. Few people want to be dependable under pressure. But the world rewards the person who can be counted on when things are not easy. The fourth secret is this. The Army moves with a mission-first mindset. This one is dangerous if you misunderstand it. Mission first does not mean you ignore your health, your values, or the people you love. It means you stop living like your feelings are the commander. Most people have no clear mission. They have wishes. They have distractions. They have vague desires. They say, I want to be successful. But what does that mean? They say, I want to make more money. How much? By when? Through what skill? With what plan? They say, I want to change. Change what exactly? Their life has no mission, so everything feels urgent. Every notification becomes important. Every opinion affects them. Every bad mood controls them. Every distraction pulls them away. The Army avoids this chaos by defining the mission. What are we trying to accomplish? What matters most? What is the objective? What must be done first? Now bring that into your life. What is your mission for the next 90 days? Not your dream life, not your fantasy, your mission. A mission is specific. A mission has a target. A mission forces priorities. Maybe your mission is to save $1,000. Maybe it is to lose 15 pounds. Maybe it is to upload 30 videos. Maybe it is to learn a skill that increases your income. Maybe it is to rebuild your discipline after months of laziness. But until the mission is clear, your energy will be scattered. And scattered energy creates scattered results. Here's the hard truth. You cannot be serious about everything. If everything matters equally, nothing matters deeply. The Army understands prioritization because lives depend on it. Your life may not be a battlefield in the same way, but your future still depends on what you prioritize. So every morning, ask yourself, what is the mission today? Not what do I feel like doing? Not what is easy? Not what is entertaining? What is the mission? Then ask, what are the top 3 actions that move the mission forward? Write them down. Do them before you disappear into distractions, because without a mission, you are just reacting, and a reactive life is an easily controlled life. The 5th secret is this: the Army builds teams, not just individuals. This is where modern culture gets something wrong. We love the lone wolf story, the self-made person, the one who needs nobody, the one who does everything alone. It sounds cool, but in real life, isolation often makes people weaker. The Army knows that performance depends on trust, communication, and accountability. A strong unit is not just a group of strong individuals. It is people who understand their roles, people who communicate clearly, people who can rely on each other, people who do not let each other sink quietly. Now look at your life. Who is in your unit? Who are you listening to? Who is shaping your standards? Who normalizes your excuses? Who makes laziness feel acceptable? Who makes growth feel possible? This matters more than people admit, because your environment is training you every day. Your friends are training you. Your feed is training you. Your conversations are training you. Your family patterns are training you. Your workplace is training you. You are not just choosing people. You are choosing the standards that surround you. If you spend time around people who laugh at discipline, your discipline will weaken. If you spend time around people who avoid responsibility, responsibility will feel heavy. If you spend time around people who only complain, your mind will become infected with excuses. But if you surround yourself with people who take life seriously, you begin to rise. Not magically, but naturally, because standards are contagious. So here is the Army-level question. Would the people around you make you sharper in a crisis or softer? Do they challenge your excuses or protect them? Do they push you toward your mission or pull you away from it? And before you point fingers at everyone else, ask yourself an even harder question. What kind of person are you in someone else's unit? Are you dependable? Are you honest? Do you bring discipline? Do you bring courage? Do you bring clarity? Or do you bring drama, delay, excuses, and confusion? A weak person only asks, who is helping me? A strong person asks, am I becoming someone others can count on? That shift changes everything. Build your unit. Protect your standards. Stop giving unlimited access to people who constantly weaken your future. The 6th secret is this: the Army trains after-action reviews. In simple terms, after the mission, they review what happened. What went right? What went wrong? What can be improved? No ego. No hiding. No pretending. Just truth. This is one of the most life-changing habits you can steal, because most people repeat the same mistakes for years because they never review their behavior honestly. They fail and distract themselves. They argue and blame the other person. They waste money and say, it just happened. They lose time and say, I don't know where the day went. They perform badly and protect their ego instead of studying the lesson. That is why they stay stuck. Not because they never make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. They stay stuck because they do not extract wisdom from mistakes. The Army cannot afford that. If something went wrong, they need to know why. Was the plan unclear? Was communication poor? Was preparation weak? Was the timing wrong? Was the team untrained? Was the objective misunderstood? Now imagine applying that to your personal life every night. Not as self-hate, not as guilt, as intelligence. You sit down and ask, what did I do well today? Where did I lose discipline? What triggered me? What wasted my time? What decision helped me? What decision hurt me? What will I do differently tomorrow? This simple review can put you ahead of most people, because most people are living unconsciously. They are not thinking. They are repeating. Same morning, same excuses, same distractions, same emotional reactions, same poor decisions, same regrets. Then they call it life. No, it is a pattern, and patterns can be changed when they are studied, but you cannot change what you refuse to inspect. This is where you must be ruthless with yourself. Not cruel, ruthless. There is a difference. Cruelty says, I'm worthless. Ruthlessness says, that behavior is not acceptable anymore. Cruelty destroys identity. Ruthlessness raises standards. So review your day. Review your money. Review your habits. Review your relationships. Review your health. Review your output. The goal is not perfection. The goal is correction. A person who corrects quickly grows quickly. A person who protects their ego stays trapped. The seventh secret is this. The Army teaches identity before performance. This may be the deepest one. The Army does not just give people tasks. It gives them an identity. You are part of something. You have a standard. You represent more than yourself. You carry responsibility. You are expected to act like someone with discipline, courage, and honor. That identity changes behavior because human beings act according to who they believe they are. If you see yourself as lazy, you will keep finding reasons not to act. If you see yourself as unlucky, you will keep surrendering your power. If you see yourself as undisciplined, every failure will feel normal. If you see yourself as average, you will keep choosing average habits. But when your identity changes, your choices begin to change. Not instantly, but consistently. You stop asking, what do I want right now? And you start asking, what would the person I am becoming do right now? That question is powerful. What would a disciplined person do right now? What would a leader do right now? What would a healthy person do right now? What would a financially responsible person do right now? What would a person with self-respect do right now? Your future is built in those tiny identity-based decisions. Every time you act with discipline, you vote for a new identity. Every time you keep a promise, you vote for a new identity. Every time you choose the mission over the mood, you vote for a new identity. And eventually, the person you are pretending to become becomes the person you are. But here's the warning. You cannot fake identity forever. You cannot call yourself disciplined and live in chaos. You cannot call yourself ambitious and avoid hard work. You cannot call yourself a leader and refuse responsibility. You cannot call yourself focused and give your attention to every distraction. At some point, your behavior exposes your real identity. That's why the change must be practical. Start small. Act like the new version of you for 1 hour, then 1 morning, then 1 full day, then 1 week. Do not wait until you feel transformed. Transformation follows repeated proof. The Army understands this. Identity is trained. Standards are repeated, behavior is corrected, and over time, ordinary people become capable of extraordinary things. Now let's bring all 7 secrets together. Stop waiting for motivation. Build discipline. Win the first small battle of the day. Train yourself under controlled pressure. Define the mission. Choose your unit carefully. Review your actions honestly. And build an identity that demands better behavior. This is not complicated, but it is hard, and that's why most people won't do it. They will watch videos about discipline, then go back to the same habits. They will feel inspired for 10 minutes, then let their phone steal the next 3 hours. They will say, that was powerful, but changed nothing. Do not be that person, because information does not change your life. Application does. A principle you do not apply is just entertainment, so here is your challenge. For the next 24 hours, live like a person under orders from your future self. Wake up with intention. Make your bed. Write the mission. Complete the first hard task before comfort. Avoid useless distractions. Keep your word. Review your day at night, then do it again tomorrow. Not because it's easy, not because you feel ready, but because your old life is too expensive to maintain. It costs you time. It costs you confidence. It costs you opportunities. It costs you self-respect. And one day, if you keep delaying, the bill will come due. You will look back and realize the enemy was not lack of talent. It was lack of discipline. It was lack of standards. It was lack of mission. It was all the small moments where you surrendered control and called it comfort. But that does not have to be your story. You can change the direction today, not by becoming perfect, not by changing everything overnight, but by taking command of the next decision. That is where discipline starts, not in your dreams, not in your plans, not in your excuses, in the next decision. So when you finish this video, don't just move to another one. Do something. Clean your space. Write your mission. Train your body. Plan your day. Cut one distraction, complete one task you've been avoiding. Prove to yourself that this was not just motivation. Prove that you are becoming dangerous to your excuses, because the strongest version of you is not waiting somewhere in the future. He is built through orders you give yourself today. And the moment you stop negotiating with weakness, that is the moment your life begins to change.